Of course, we have seen really unprecedented car demand with some economies starting to reopen post-pandemic. How confident are you, though, that you'll be able to keep Nissan in the green in the years to come?
Thank you. Thank you for having me, first of all. And we are facing the situation of the semiconductor and steel COVID situation. However, the Nissan, after we announced the Nissan Next in last year, June, every quarterly, steadily, we are increasing in terms of the quality of the sales and also the optimization of fixed cost. As a result, we have been able to show the FY21 outlook to be a positive profit in operation as well as a net income. And steadily, we are making our new vehicle something value for the customer and making the revenue increase. If I say that the last year, as compared to the first quarter, we've been able to increase our net revenue by 16%. So this is a very good sign, and we would like to make sure that Nissan would pursue what we have committed under our Nissan Next midterm plan and how we can keep this momentum further to reach our 5% operational profit by 2023.
Yeah, so how confident are you that you'll be able to stay in the green 2022, 2023 to 2024, for example? What will it take?
Well, again, 2022, we would like to reach 2% level, and this is what we have said as a proportionate base. And I'm quite confident as our company started getting back in terms of the quality sales, means that revenues keep on increasing quarterly by year. So this is something that the momentum we can keep, and we would like to make sure that Nissan to be back to be bright again after being in 2 years in a difficult situation. So I'm quite confident.
Is the global chip shortage the biggest challenge?
Well, not only that, because still the COVID situation is very uncertain, and the global semiconductor shortage has been impacting us. And probably this quarter, too, will be very difficult for all the operation by knowing that the inventory level is quite low and how we can make sure to manage. So it is important to have the continuous monitoring the situation and how we can anticipate for the coming the supply situation.
And in fact, we see a lot of these chip stocks rallying again today after the Global Association again seeing very strong sales. Do you have a timeline as to when you think the shortage and the pressures when it comes to chip supply might ease?
I know that the day by day started recovering, but still under the COVID situation, some of the areas have been locked down where it has some process of the microchip as well. And therefore, it is very difficult to predict how soon that we could be recovered fully. But this, again and again, I would say we need to keep on monitoring the situation to make sure our operation to be running to the right level.
You're also monitoring what's happening with rising raw materials prices, right? How are you expecting the impact of rising costs to affect you in the second half as compared to the first half?
Yeah, exactly that. The raw material impact is quite high. And this Q1, we have been able to manage due to some of the inventory that we have from the past. So definitely starting from the Q2 onward, this will be impact. And we have embedded in our business risk when we announced our financial guideline for this FY21. So the second half of the year is going to be affected. And how we can make those balance with our profitability is going to be the key.
We've talked about really increasing demand with some of the economies starting to reopen post-pandemic. Where are you seeing the most momentum coming from, and where are you seeing more opportunities for the rest of the year?
Well, I would say that the U.S. market is getting to the better situation that, as we all know from the first quarter, China steadily had a good recovery. And the rest of the world, step by step, is recovering, including Japan. But again and again, as we know that the COVID situation is still continuing, and some of the area geographically still have a lot of issue. So again, we need to make ourselves to be tightly monitoring the situation while how we can equip ourselves towards the recovery pace of each country. So this is what we are trying to monitor carefully. And we would like to make sure how we can add our value of the company when the recovery of the market started to gradually coming up.
How important is the electrification goal, and how realistic is it to be achieved?
It is very important in our company. Nissan have electrified the strategy basically by the EV and the e-power. And knowing that the carbon neutrality speed of each market is evolving and how we can, again, anticipate and prepare towards that trend when it comes to the model introduction of the EV or e-power, how we can make sure to have the time to market in accordance with the market readiness. So this is what we are measuring, and we would like to move beyond. And this is something that we would like to further to have a strategy to be a base of the pillar of the Nissan.
How big a concern is the rise of Delta across the region, across these major markets for you, not just from a production and a supply chain point of view, but also from a consumer confidence point of view?
Well, we need to be careful, again, how we can monitor the situation and how we can cope while that the situations of this kind of economical impact still ongoing. So this is seriously taken in every region, and operationally, again and again, we don't know how, when until this COVID situation will continue, but the importance is how we can anticipate ahead to show our presence in the market.
Uchida-san, the alliance with Mitsubishi and Renault has been strained. What's the relationship like right now?
Well, we are going to the good pace. Again, electrification is one of the pillars for the alliance as well. Under the carbon neutrality and how we can make sure that we can add the value to the society. So among the alliance, for instance, like a battery, we are trying to have a same specification between Renault, Nissan, and Mitsubishi. In having those, we can enjoy our scale merit as well as our R&D cost to be optimized one to the other. So this is what we are working continuously. And I think each company is making a huge plan and vision moving forward, and we would like to make sure that the synergy effect to be there.
I know both Renault and Nissan have been really busy during this pandemic period, but I wonder when you will have back on the table the discussions about the ownership structure.
We at the Alliance keeping the independency and how we can make sure that the Alliance synergy can contribute to each company for their growth and as well as the Alliance growth. So this is what we are focusing on today. And definitely this is something that each CEOs are looking forward, and we are collaborating to make sure that we can all grow under the Alliance.
What is the best case scenario or the best set of circumstances under that alliance that will benefit Nissan the most?
Well, we do have a strength under Nissan individually and also the Renault. And how we can access to that strength under each, this is called the synergy. This is how we have been contributing each other for the past 1 years, and this will be continued. So again, lead and follow concept has been announced last year. We are adapting all those in coming to this electrified vehicle strategy, and also in terms of the case that the business, that the era that we are moving forward as an industry.
And I do want to talk about the equality push from within Nissan as well. You're hoping to boost the percentage of women in management in the company by 2023 to 13%. That's up from about 10% this year. And I think to a lot of our global viewers, that may sound incredibly low, but it's actually a pretty ambitious number within this very male-dominated corporate world, especially within the auto industry. What are the biggest challenges, and should companies like Nissan be even more ambitious with their targets?
Yeah, let me say this way, because Nissan has been always taking the importance of the diversity inclusion as a company policy, and it's our major. So we have been achieving 10% level, while that the major, I would say that the market or manufacturing are still at the 4-point-some% level. Therefore, with keeping this momentum and further diversity inclusion as a company and as the alliance, that we are confident to reaching that level, and this is something that's very important for the company. And this is representing the Nissan in terms of the Nissan-ness, I would say that way.
A lot of the times when companies talk about diversity and promoting female leaders, the issues are in the pipeline. How strong a lineup of female candidates do you have for managerial positions?
Well, we have a lot of the good talent in that pipeline, and we are having a lot of interviews as internally and also coaching, guiding, and grow. So we are ready, and I do see a lot of the strong leadership of the women in our company, which is making me very proud and which is making more confidence how the company can grow in the future, knowing that the diversity is one of the important things in our company.
As Heidi mentioned earlier, Nissan's targets are ambitious but still low compared to international standards. And we know that Japan, the Japanese government, has tried to really promote more female leaders. How do you evaluate the Japanese government's efforts in promoting women?
Well, I'm not in a position to talk about the government policy, but again, as in the Nissan, we are very much
the government has encouraged companies like yourself to really do more, right?
Well, yes, I believe so, because of the world trend that we should have this diversity inclusion when the company has to give the value proposition to the world. So this is what I think each countries are doing, and each government is looking for it.